Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Bridging the Gap. Welcome to 2026. This is the first time we've actually spoken to everybody in 2026, and we're ready. We're ready. There's a lot of exciting things that happened in 2025, and including Bridging the Gap starting to air on Pack 14, and we are a local producer. We're actually not part of Pack 14, but as a local producer in 2025, we had a lot of great things to go on, and we were able to work with a lot of great people, whether elected or just community leaders. And it's not just community leaders, but community leaders. And we worked with the Christian Shelter, with the director over there, Anthony Dickerson. And we're looking forward to doing all that more here in 2026. In 2026, we're doing exactly what the name of this is, Bridge That Gap. We want to bridge in the gap between misinformation or disinformation and information. We want to make sure the community is never misinformed or not informed of what's going on. And we appreciate the many, many different leaders, whether elected or selected or appointed or anointed, that come on and are a part of our show. We're going to start off 2026 strong. As we're going to start off from the first full week of 2026, we're going to have Kenisha Le'cole back on, who's running for Board of Education in District number 7. And excited to hear how she has grown, and when watching her, she definitely stays with the kids, and she definitely loves to mentor. Speaking of mentoring, we're also going to bring in Jennifer Dickerson, who is the daughter of Bishop Anthony Dickerson from the Christian Shelter, and she has a lot of things she's doing. She's actually the CEO of Heart and Soul, and she has a great step team, which I think is an extraordinary bunch of young people. And she does her mentoring of her own there, and she allows God to use her in many different ways. And can't wait to hear from both of these young ladies on what their ambition is and their vision is to work with the young people in the future. Speaking of the young ladies that come on our show, in 2025, my wife Keisha started her Girl Chat. In Girl Chat, there's been a lot of great leaders that came on there, and including Council Lady April Jackson, and we've had the executive Julie Giordano. We've had Natalie St. Bard, who's been great. I love listening to her. She had a lot of great things, and Kenisha's been on there, and Nicole Bennett, who's another great young lady who is actually the chair lady of the Black Conservative Federation. You should definitely check that out. But long story short, Girl Chat is definitely doing big things. And in this first week, my wife's going to be sitting down with Jennifer Dickerson, and I'm looking forward to hearing what happens. I'm never really in the room for that, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. We're also going to, again, like I said, be talking to Kenisha, and we're talking more about what her ambitions is working with the youth. And as she gets on her campaign, starting down as this is an election year, getting close to election time, what is her ambition? What is her vision for the young people? And how would she handle different things? And I'm excited to hear from her. We're also going to have, later on in the week, we're going to be talking to some leaders of Delmar, Maryland. We're talking to Mayor Ben Jordan, and also Councilman Jacob Booth, and find out how the smooth runnings of Delmar actually happen and what kind of an impact those young men are having. And we're looking forward to doing that as well. It's always great to sit down with Ben. I've known Ben for a little bit now. We'd love to hear what happens there and how they are going to work to make Delmar even greater in 2026. Then later on this week, we're going to hear from Westside Neighborhood Alliance. Now, Westside Neighborhood Alliance is from the place that I call home, the place that I hold real dear and near to my heart, which is down 349 area, which is also a place where I was brought up in, with Chipwin, Maryland. Westside Neighborhood Online says a bunch of volunteers who have gotten together to keep that community center down there open, and they entered into an MOU with the county, and they've been doing a great job. Well, they're going to be sitting down and telling us more about the Westside Neighborhood Alliance, and I think we're going to have another special guest that's going to be showing up from the county, and we're hearing some great things there. I'm looking forward to that. And you know, there's so many great things. Actually, we said Bishop Anthony Dickerson, he also will be on the show early this week when his daughter is, and I'm excited to see what's the vision going for the shelter, and he actually probably talk about men's health. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of great things happening this new year with Bridging the Gap, and our focus is always going to be on community. As it gets closer to election time, there's more people putting their names in the hat or in the pot or whatever, and we're going to keep that pot stirred up by actually trying to reach out to them. We're not here to cause problems. We're not here to cause rumors or anything, but we are here to get to the solution. So stay tuned to Bridging the Gap in 2026. Hello, welcome back to Bridging the Gap. We are here with Kenisha Le'cole, who's running for Board of Education in District 7. Kenisha, welcome back. Welcome back. Let me ask you just in general, how's the campaign trail going?
It's going. I'm having fun. I would just say it's going. It's been a little testy at times, you know, with little things that have been happening, but it's going. It's actually getting kind of fun. I can't wait to do more things.
Awesome. I mean, every time I turn on Facebook, I see you with a bunch of kids.
I can't help it. I love it.
So, you know, it seems like you definitely still got your same focus you had since day one. So that's awesome to see.
It's been my focus before I even decided to run. So cool. There's no change.
That's what I like to hear. What specific strategies will you support to reduce the achievement gaps of improve the outcomes of some of the students that are falling behind?
I would say focusing on specific strategies. I would say focusing on that particular area of achievement that needs to be focused on, like involving more volunteers from the community to be able to come in and do specific groups, or mentoring, and having I've even thought about having our sororities and fraternities in our colleges to be able to come in, to be able to help bridge that gap between the students and the teachers, to be able to help them. That way, like I've always said, our sororities and fraternities, they need service learning hours. So having them to be able to come in to the school system and to have our children to see people that look like them and talk like them.
Close to their age.
Yes, and even close to their age. And they're right around here. So SU, UMES, and Warwick, to have people come in and to be able to give them a safe space and make them feel even more comfortable in the school system, providing those safe spaces for the children so they can focus on those specific goals and mentoring and having different programs to be able to work on for them.
And you being a mentor, you know how that would work, like as far as working with people. That'd be a great advantage there. Awesome. I like that. All right, so what is your plan to address the staffing shortages, you know, like therapists and things going on in the schools?
Staffing shortage, I would definitely say going back to our local community, our schools that we have around here, our colleges, like making sure that we're keeping and retaining our students from the colleges here, having them more involved, like I said, with the mentoring. So if we're having them more involved within the school system, they'll see what our children are going through. They'll see their mental challenges. They'll see the things that they'll get to grow and love the children for who they are and see them face to face, and be able to take those children and be like, hey, let me work with this child, and be able to say, hey, I want to stay here, and maybe not move across the bridge and look for more options. They'll be able to stay here and involve them more in the community with the children, inviting them with more community work and different things of that nature. I think that'd be able to keep our local colleges and the people who graduate, the students who graduate here within our school system.
Nice, nice. Now, as a board member, of course, you know that the county, has the part of the budget, and as a board member, you have a say-so, right? If budget cuts are needed, what areas would you protect, and what services or programs would you consider reducing to ensure core needs are met?
Well, first, I really wouldn't look into reducing anything, especially as I would keep continuing to look into the budget. But I would definitely protect special education, things of that nature, because I feel like that's a lag. And where I'm a person of diversity, I love for everyone to get the same treatment. So I would definitely protect special education with our children and making sure we protect our mental health services for our students and our staff, not just the students, but everything involves our staff as well, because in order for our students to learn and grow, we need our staff.
Definitely do. Now, of course, you are a parent. You've got school-age kids?
Yes, I have one son still in school.
Okay.
And one graduated from Wycomico County Public Schools.
So you play a role in their education, right?
Of course.
All right. So what role should parents play in the curriculum decisions, and how do you balance parent input with state and federal educational mandates?
I feel like the parent definitely plays a very valuable role with our students' input within education, in order for them to understand what's going on in the school system. Because even when we were growing up, we got to come home and we got to do homework. That's not likely like it is anymore. So in order to have, the parents' involvement, they need to be more involved. But I'm also a firm believer that I know every Sunday, because my son is in school, every Sunday we get a phone call, an email, and a text message if you're signed up with those things. And I feel like that could be a link. So whenever something happens, I don't think it's very hard to put a link at the bottom of the website or the bottom of that email. That's easy. You can't say you didn't get it. You can't say you're not involved. You can't say you didn't know. So to keep them intact and to keep them informed, so when there's new things going on, to be very transparent with our parents as well as the guardians of the students. I feel like that's a very good way to keep them informed.
I like that a whole lot. I like that.
I mean, we get it every Sunday, so.
Again, already being a parent that's already involved, that gives you a little bit of an edge versus somebody who's just getting into this.
We're also using talking points, I believe, too. So I know our school system's using talking points because I have it. So it's a way that they like to communicate with us. So I feel like that's something that can be sent out all the time. If there's something new that pops up, like everybody has talking points, and like I said, whether it's an email, a text message, or the phone call, it could all be a link that we all have that we can say, hey, you can't say you didn't get it. So in order to be more involved with your children, you need to pay more attention as well. And if it's always there, you can't hold the school liable because you didn't know.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you. What are your priorities for improving teacher and staff morale and retention in Wycomico County?
A priority, one of my biggest priorities is to making sure that our staff feel safe when within their school system, even when we're outside of the school system. A lot of things that I have encountered even before deciding to run is hearing that our staff feel unsafe about their own social media posts or how they speak. So if we're teaching the First Amendment, which is freedom of speech, and they can't post things on social media without being reprimanded, how do you feel safe coming to school? As a teacher, how do you feel safe being outside, living your life? And that deals a lot with your mental health and your mental well-being within general. So when you're out and about and you're just living your life and you get that wrong picture, you have to literally sit back and think, oh my gosh, is the school going to see it? But they're people just like everyone else. So why can't they live their lives? So in order to keep that morale within the school system, within the teachers, I feel like we need to keep our teachers safe. They need to know that they have a safe space, regardless of whether they work for the school system or not. They need to be able to come into the school system and be like, hey, I don't feel comfortable about this, so I'm going to voice my opinion, and they shouldn't be reprimanded for it. I personally believe that would definitely help our teachers to be able to feel like they have a safe space, regardless of whether they're in the school or outside of the school system.
Okay. Now, this would be the vision of you, the candidate, okay? Why are you running, and what makes you the best choice to represent the diverse needs for Wycomico County families?
First and foremost, I'm running to be a voice. There's not a lot of voices that are able to speak up. A lot of people don't want to say anything, and being that I am in the community and I am here, there, and everywhere. Literally, you can spot me at any particular place. It doesn't matter what it is, race, religion, culture, it doesn't matter. You can spot me there. I'm there to help. I'm there to love on the people. So me being a voice for the people, my vision is to be able to bring, like I said, that voice to the community and be that bridge between the community and the school system and say, hey, these little fine prints need to be changed. These little things need to be looked at, because not only do the big policies and procedures need to be looked at, the small ones need to be too. So I'm that person who's here, there, and everywhere, and I can be a voice for all, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's women, whether it's men, whether it's a single mom, whether it's a single dad. I understand it all, and I've been there. Whether you have a disability, I am here for it all. I'm a mentor, so I'm here to bring that voice and to be that person that you can trust and confide in and say, hey, we might need this change. I can look into it, bring it to the table, and say, hey, let's look at this.
Okay, thank you. Last question is, how do you plan to engage with the community and stay informed about issues affecting our schools beyond the campaign season?
That's easy. Continue to doing the work that I've been doing. I've been doing this well before I decided to run, so showing up to meetings, still being a mentor, everything that I've been doing before I decided to run, I'll just keep doing it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And that part, there is nothing to change because I'm already there, and you know, when I do win, that'll be there, and the same things will still continue to still be the same. I will still be in the community. I will still show up to the meetings. I will still be a mentor. I will still do the things that level in the kids and the community and people as a whole.
It's like a mic drop moment. Awesome. All right. Well, Kenisha, this has been our third meeting, and I'm looking forward to our fourth one. Keep going forward. Never look behind you. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Off the porch, now I'm just cool, I had to change my mood in life when I woke up.
Okay, welcome back to Bridging the Gap. We are here with Jennifer Dickerson, CEO of Heart and Soul.
Yes.
Also, Miss Salsbury, Corporate Salsbury, correct?
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. First and foremost, can you explain Miss Salsbury?
Yes. Miss Salsbury came about a little bit. I was in Crisfield, and I was at, I think, the crab feast that they have in Talls. I was there, and an individual approached me and said that an article that was written about me in California popped up on their desk, and they were intrigued about the work that I was doing. And so she had stumbled across the pageant, and she said, you know, I think this would be something that would benefit you because the Eastern Shore somewhat lacks certain resources, especially for women, you know, so being able to be in that, you'll be in other spaces, like-minded women who are in business, who understand, you know, the burden and the weight of entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And so she spoke to me about it, and I was sitting here like, pageantry? Me? Because growing up, I had all cousins, all boy cousins. So I'm playing drums, I'm playing basketball, football, you know, you name it. That's what I'm doing. So pageantry caused me to be a little too girly, like too girly. Oh my
goodness.
So, but it's expanded me. I mean, it's expanded me right now. So it's pulling out some elements that I didn't know that I had. So back to that. So she said, you know, there's an application, and I'm willing to make the first investment. I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. So this will be my investment in you. So I had to fill out the application, simply tell them all about what I was doing. You have to be a woman over the age of 35. You have to have a business or have be working in Miss Corporate America or Corporate America in order to qualify. But, you know, but we went through an exception meeting, the interest meeting basically, and the president said something to me. She was like, hey, well, your application is in, so based on what we see, we'll give a determination if you're accepted. And after a couple of days, I got a letter back saying I was selected and chosen to represent the Maryland court. So, you know, just like somebody's going to be crowned Miss Maryland, but we want you to represent the city of Salsbury based on the work that you've done in your community. So that's how I became Miss Salsbury. So I'm the 2026 reigning Miss Salsbury Court. And I'll be going for Miss Corporate America Maryland in March.
Awesome.
When I win that, then I'm going for Miss Corporate America USA.
I didn't notice you said when, not if.
That's it, honey. You gotta speak those things be not as though they were.
That's awesome, and I just noticed now you're speaking scripture. Knowing your dad, Bishop Anthony Dickerson, you grew up in church. And, I mean, this all around, your whole family's all in church, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow. So how does that have a part in what you do?
I think I've said it before, but I'll make mention of it again, is there's a saying that says, or that we've come up with now, is you can't pour from an empty cup. I'd like to challenge that language a little bit, because theoretically and logically, you can't. If there's nothing in the cup, nothing's coming out. But with us being faith believers, you have to understand that we rely on the faith and strength of God. So there have been many times that I've gone through very traumatic experiences. I've gone through a lot of things in life that has drained me, but I still find time and strength to be able to give to others, because that's who I am. That's at the core of who I am. And sometimes that's what fills my cup. So although I am still drained, sometimes being able to help somebody else fills my cup. But again, I'm not relying on Jennifer's strength. I'm relying on the strength of God.
I don't think they need to do a DNA test. You're definitely Bishop's daughter.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's awesome. Okay, awesome. Now, what inspired you to start the Heart Step team?
Heart and Soul Step Team. Okay, so there was a organization that was already in place at Glen Avenue School. It was called Nothing But Net. And this is an organization that takes the last 9 weeks of school to help improve academics and to reduce behavior infractions. So there was a basketball team and there was a cheerleading squad at the time, but there wasn't anything else. And so in order to get as many students as we could involved in this, then the STEP team came as a third option for students. Well, just to give a little background, students are tired. Teachers are tired, and sometimes minor behavior infractions can seem bigger because everybody's exhausted. Them last 9 weeks is a stretch because we have very little time off, so people are almost at burnout level. So with that being said, the kids that would enroll, they're very athletic, they're very talented, and what I discovered in just that 9 weeks is that most of our kids that are skilled, most of our kids that are talented are the first to be knocked off the team because their behavior doesn't meet expectations, because it was a 3-strike you're out type of rule.
Right.
And so observing that in the school system, you end up having people feeling rejected. I didn't want that. So I went to the principal at the time and said, hey, can we extend this for 10 months? Like, let's do this 10 months. Like, so from October, that way we can set clear expectations, clear boundaries, and then the students will have an opportunity to exercise the expectations. Even though there may be school infractions, they wouldn't be actually put off the team. But in that particular year that we did do that, I saw behavior decrease dramatically, and academics increased because I added tutoring and homework. So this was to help parents. So here we go, bridging the gap. So parents can't do the homework, so why not allow them time while they're practicing with me to do their homework? So all they have to do at this point is take the assignment and turn it in. It takes that burden off. So that was me bridging the gap from the parent, and then being able to have a safe place for kids to be able to express themselves, because a lot of times I was growing up and I didn't have too many trusted individuals that I felt like I could freely express myself. I could say it, but sometimes it always is like, man, that's not how you really feel. And not that it was all the time, but it is how I encountered it. So again, a lot of times what teachers see as misbehavior, I saw as communication. So we need to get to the root of what's happening and how we can give them new language and tools to be able to articulate what's happening. Like, they may not understand it, but I need help, so then let's walk through it, let's unpack it to see how I can be able to advocate for you.
Nice. So what are some of the achievements and awards that you and your organization has achieved or received?
Oh, wow. And without even knowing that they were coming, this is what made it so great. So we received the Best Youth Organization 2024 for Coastal Star Magazine. Yours truly got Best Youth Coach.
Okay.
We received the NAACP Humanitarian Award. We received the Lifetime Achievement Award. We received, what's the other one? The Wardell Turner Award.
Okay.
I recently was on the New York Times Square billboard as a woman of impact, and most recently I'm receiving next month on February the 7th the Phenomenal Woman Award in Florida.
Okay, so what award aren't you getting? How about that? There should have been a better question there. She's like, I don't know how to answer that one.
Well, what I'll say about that is that when you're authentic and you show up as yourself, I don't do what I do for recognition or rewards, but I also believe that what we do, what you do unto the least of them, the Bible says that we've done unto him. So my whole thing is, it's all about servantry to me. And as long as I'm serving, this is who I am. I told you, it's at the core of who I am.
Foundation.
So as long as I do it, then God says that he'll reward us. What we do in silent will be rewarded openly. So this, I believe, is my open reward.
You bring a child in the way they should go. When they get older,
they won't depart.
Evident here. Okay. How does your organization promote unity and community engagement?
Well, again, I'm on Bridging the Gap, so I feel like I'm that person that will bridge the gap. So I'll start with one of our initiatives. We were supposed to get underway in September, but life lifed. But we partnered with our homeless shelters and all of our students, because we have students, are going to give a comfort bag to students who are there, because a lot of times in homeless shelters, they have to leave their things in storage or sometimes behind. So every kid shouldn't have to deal with that. So being able to have a book bag with essential items, a blanket, a pillow, a fidget toy, a stuffed animal, and essential items like hygiene and possibly some school supplies that kind of get lost along the way, they can essentially say that this is mine. And because I've had a little bit of time, we've also got name tags. So for students that get similar book bags, they're going to know which one belongs to them. So that's one of the ways that we allow our students. So my students need to know the humility of giving back too, because just because you have it doesn't mean everybody else has it. So these are to teach them how to be leaders, to teach them how to be humble as well, because we live in a society where children are mean, and they have such
a lot of times they got mean parents.
That too. But sometimes our kids have access to too much stuff, like a lot of things that we didn't have. So a lot of whether their parents or me, because see, I have raised some children, and sometimes their mean streak comes out too. But a lot of that is influential because of how they were in school. And that's not to say that I can't get a little feisty, but I'm never mean.
My wife's never mean either.
Yeah, I'm just direct.
So is she.
Accountability. So that's how we bring unity to the community. And not only that, so we get invited to a lot of community initiatives just to support.
Yeah, so saw you at the toy drive last week.
Absolutely. So we weren't there to perform, although we do dance, because we got out on the dance floor.
You definitely got out there.
But just being able to be a support to the community, because there are so many children and families that are less fortunate. So we perform at nursing homes, because the thing is about being present. Sometimes a presence brings value, sometimes more than money can. So I just want to be present with children in their darkest moments, and I want to be present for our community, because I feel like we do it better when we do it together. Heart and Soul represents.
Ooh, that sounds like your dad.
So Heart and Soul represents, it still takes a village. It still takes a village to raise children, but also to help sustain adults.
A lot of time, love is spelled Time.
That's it.
Last question for you. Thank you. Is what is your favorite music genre, and why do you enjoy it?
Because I am a musician. I am a drummer. I can't say that I have a favorite genre, because I believe in an experience. So my thing is, I believe that I can learn and collectively collaborate with other cultures if I expand myself. However, I am moved by gospel music as an inspiration. We can go with R&B if you just want some chill, relaxed type of music.
They usually are like the same. Some that are old, like Mahalia Jackson's.
Absolutely, definitely. Or inspirational music. And then we get into like jazz. A lot of times we don't need words. You just need, because music is a rhythm, and our heart operates to a beat. And so you have to understand that when we come into alignment, when our mind, body, and soul come into an alignment, we will move to that beat. But it's up to us to help people find that beat. So music is the catalyst to a lot of freedoms. So I can't pick one. I like them all. Music is music. So music just helps you move free. I don't know.
Music has been around. I think music is the one element that's not on the periodical table. If you even think, even in heaven.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, thank you again, and I'm looking forward to you becoming Miss Maryland.
Yes.
Miss Corporate Maryland, and looking forward to many other things that you are a part of.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Again, this has been Bridging the Gap.
Thank you for having me.